Okay, so welcome to our server. At the moment you're in the capital city. It's a planned city. That means I planned it out before we even started this server in Draw.io. It's divided in different parts, so we got several parts. Where are you? So you want to follow me or will you just look from the above? Okay, yeah.
My one question on with like these
Yeah.
planned districts, how do you come up with how much area people get? Do you give them like, say everyone can claim a 4 or 6 square area, or?
No. A big problem is I don't know, when you show the map, you will see this map is not with default settings, but we changed it a bit because we wanted to have more landmass and less water, because water is, well, pretty useless at the moment, despite for fish. So we decided. The goal I had was to have several bigger continents, but I could not manage to get that, so that's what's best I could get. Because of this, the islands are very, yeah, they are very small, and I needed to find something that would fit on one because I didn't want to fill up an ocean. So yeah, I did, when patch 7.7 was released, I tried to generate around 22 words until I found that.
Wow, that's quite a few runs. Like, I've
Yeah.
generated some of these bigger worlds. They take a little bit.
Yeah, to do. So then I finally found this, and thought it would be a good place for this capital. But the capital was designed before, so I just searched the island that would fit the capital. For the placement of things, well, as you can see, we got several park districts. We got parking lots here on the south. And in the middle is the marketplace where you spawn, and there's a distribution center where you can get your starter food. And on the right side, you can find our rule boards, which are of some reason black for me, so I can't read them right now. I don't know why. On the left side is a little food tutorial that was made by one of our players. I think it was Lord Entropy. I hope I'm right. And then here are 8 shops with 6 claims. And those 8 shops are one shop for each profession on the game, and they will be given to the most active player in each profession. There's no other way to do it with so many players because there's just not enough room.
Yeah,
So,
I've ran into that same thing.
To offset the advantage people do have here, they need to price their items a bit higher than outside of the city. Then on the right and the left sides of the capital, here is the housing area. Everyone can have 4 plots, claims. The motto obviously is skyscrapers. And you are allowed to sell in your homes. The plan thing was to divide into different zones. So you would have an industry zone where you only produce, and a housing zone where you only can have a house, and a commercial zone. But this did not really work out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the industrial. We've always ran the industrial zones and everything come in great once you get truck. Up until trucks, everyone's just like, yeah, I'm gonna run everything right in my house.
Yeah.
My game.
Okay, as you can see, we also have a specialized road layout and network over the complete server. So we got 4 federal highways that will circle the world. The North Highway will meet the South Highway somewhere on the other side of the planet. Same with the East and West highways. Those are the main highways. All streets on this server have to be in a claim. That has several reasons. One of them is stopping griefing, obviously, because we claim them. We had some guy running around the last cycle and picking up ramps just randomly. That was no fun. Another reason.
Did that seem
Yeah.
like that was griefing, or was that just someone not knowing how to play the game?
No, that was someone griefing. He just
Yeah,
joined and took every ramp away he could find.
Yeah, you'll get some people. We found we just make it to where you have to pay to pick up a ramp, but then you get paid to put it back down.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a road building law.
Yeah, we
Is it?
do that through a law. I can go ahead and after this game, I can link you our road laws that we've figured out to do that, and that just saves a lot of time with putting down stuff.
Well, that's something I'm not doing as of several reasons.
Mhm.
The first one is because the roads have to have this layout, and it's very hard to get that with an
Yeah.
automated system. Also, I like to put up contracts and discuss with people where roads should go and pay them in personal.
Oh yeah, your
That's
roads are going great.
yeah. So, well, the funny thing is, 5 roadblocks fit into a claim now, thankfully to the new ramps, and 2 trucks can exactly drive next to each other on the. Yeah,
Unless
so,
you,
so this is very space efficient too.
yeah.
Have you had any issues with doing laws around the new ramps with now the way that they pick them in blocks rather than in whole chunks?
The only weird thing I've ran into with our law on the ramps is whenever they put it down, they get paid once, and then when picking it up, they get charged the 4 times. So we had to change our prices on how we do it. Because that's how we got people to build roads on our server, because we like the randomness, right? We like the complete uncontrolled randomness. So
Okay.
yeah, it's great.
That's
I love
exact
it.
opposite of the server.
Yes. But that's so we basically made it to where as long as you're making roads, you're gonna make money. But if you're going around just stealing roads, you're gonna go broke pretty quick.
Do you have issues with people just like basically farm roads by just making roads that don't help anything? Or are they
So
not
we
possible enough?
found we were afraid of people doing that, but we found that when people just build a random road to the middle of nowhere, some random person comes on and is like, "Hey, cool, there's a road to nowhere. I can build a house here."
Okay,
So
that works.
it worked out. I like the anarchy is interesting.
Well, I'm a perfectionist. I wouldn't like anarchy at all. Yeah, well, we do pay for the roads too, but we do it manually.
Mhm.
So we did agree on Discord on a price for each claim of roads. It's more a coast price though. So it's I believe it's $10 for each claim plus $7.5 if it's a bridge and plus $15 if it's a tunnel. And yeah, you discussed that with me or some other administrator before, just who is online, and when you get to go, you will be paid afterwards.
Yeah, that always works out really well too, because then you can like manage it in between. So like say that just keeps people from building random roads, because that is one thing that we run into a lot is we'll have somebody who builds a massive highway right through some where somebody was planning on having a bedroom.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that does you are solving issue.
Yeah, well, I did watch your video, and as far as I remember, you also have a very small world, do you?
That one was smaller. We're running a 2 kilometer. Yes, it is smaller than this.
Yeah, well, probably then you would have even more space problems, especially as you didn't seem to use a altered world generator to get more landmass.
No,
Have you tried?
we can't.
Have you gotten to the point
can-
where you might need to reclaim some of the sea and like build out over that?
That it's fun. I like doing that. So that's my favorite part of this game is the mass terrain. Just complete. You can just completely terraform the whole world. You find a big mountain, level it out, and then just fill in the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely no negative effects of doing that.
Oh yeah, nothing. Nothing ever happened. You never have farmers get really mad at you because they can no longer grow the crops they had planted on that mountain.
Whoops.
Oh, well, farmers get mad at us for other reasons on this server.
That's true.
Yeah, well, farmers and chefs are professions that have very big problems with our economy, but in personal, I think this is more a problem of the game because, well, they are the two professions which can't sell much because most people on this server like to do cooking themselves. Same with gathering crops for some reason because well they could just buy some furniture and put their skill point gain up with this, which is a one-time buy and much faster.
Mhm.
So yeah, we haven't found a reliable solution for this yet, though we searched for it. I did propose a suggestion on GitHub today to make some changes to the game because I think this is some kind of misbalancing in the game, not something we really could fix here on the server.
I know. I
Yeah.
know the one thing that we kind of found is just the sheer like. So as the game's been balancing out, it feels like food. It feels like the whole food and cooking profession was the most finished. And as everything else is getting more and more finished, it feels like cooking's starting to get more balanced.
Okay, so do you have the same issues with farmers not being as useful, or cooks being not as useful, or have like?
So, so I'd say our server is kind of different. Our big issue is we tend to have one person that dominates the whole entire server with farming because we once again we like to run the whole anarchy style, so it's not uncommon to see like me go and chop down every single oak tree on the whole entire server and sell acorns.
Okay.
So this is cutthroat libertarianism. at its
Oh
finest.
yes, this is very much like you are you are 100% expected to fend for yourself until it's impossible.
Okay. Yeah, well, my goal is to balance the game experience out for as most players as I can to make them happy. So
Exactly, and that's we try to, but at the same time, we don't want to limit people because we have one person who joined our server this run, Temporal Wolf, and he has made an entire like economy. Just he's a trucker. All he does is run around the world buying things from somebody for like 0.1 less than what somebody else in the world is selling it. He is by far the richest person in the world. Like,
What does he do
Dude
with
has
that
a-
money?
he just buys more stuff and runs more stuff. He has this huge castle, and it's kind of funny.
Did,
So
he come,
do you-
did he come in at a point when he could buy trucks, or did he like what did he do before this?
So this guy was so committed that he started our server. This time we started with 2 random cities because we got mad at each other. One group of us liked one area, another group liked the other area, so we made 2 cities, and then one of them died out. But in the beginning, he was literally like going and buying tomatoes at the other town and running them to me to sell. So he would just get like a full inventory of stuff and just go running.
So,
It
so,
was
he was,
hilarious.
so he was doing shipping before it was easy. He was,
Before, yeah, he was doing shipping way before it was easy.
okay.
Like he was doing it before roads, everything, and that's him and Pal have started building almost all the roads just because they started doing shipping. So they build a road anywhere that's needed. So now we have great roads.
oh, that's crazy.
So you haven't got any problems with poor people? It doesn't sound so.
So as weird as it sounds, I'm the poorest person on the server right now. I have a
Oh.
huge issue with buying too much stuff, but we kind of always balance it out by there's always something to do.
So what is
Just
your
'cause-
profession in your city?
I'm cooking this time.
Are there any other cooks?
There's 5 of them on the server.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's 2 bakers and 3 cooks.
Well, and for me, I don't really have a profession. I'm a smith, but most time I'm flying around answering questions, solving problems.
That's
I'm very-
that's about 90% of my job is just cleaning up the server. That's
Oh, well, I don't really need to clean. Most problems are car accidents.
You're actually
I
traffic
love it.
enforcement.
Stuck cars flying in the atmosphere, something like that.
oh my god, I love that.
I hate
always. We made this huge aqueduct project because we wanted to see, because they fixed how water works with plants and everything. Well, one of the funny parts is that the aqueduct keeps running over the zero axis on our roads. So every time people drive under that, there's a chance that they get teleported to the higher level when it ticks. So it's always hilarious. We have a whole person that built a house just so that he could watch over it, because people will constantly get like flipped. It's funny. I love it.
Well, it gets unnerving
But he
when.
but he makes money flipping people's cars back over after they flip there.
Yeah, I'm not charging for that yet.
Yes.
He runs out. He owns all the roads under there, and if your car gets flipped, he runs out there and he's like, "Okay, 10 coins, and I'll put ramps down where you can pick your stuff up."
That's amazing.
So roads are private property on your server.
They can be. If you put it down, like I view it as it's yours.
Yeah, this server, every road is public property, so it's claimed by me, which is also some kind of a problem at the moment, because it seems like me is the government, because I spend my personal money on everything as I run the mint. So it's very hard to distinguish between my own player balance and the one of the treasury at the moment.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, as you can probably also point out, we are working on adding government as its own entity, so you can act as either the government or as yourself, and then if someone else becomes titled, they get access to all that things, and you lose it. So we're working on it.
Primordial Chaos in chat asked, "Why not build an underground city?" And my answer to that is, we have before on a server on Enjoimyeco.
Yeah.
The only problem was we tried to overproduce steel, flooded the world, and flooded everything.
Whoops. I guess.
So the underground city very quickly became an underwater city.
But technically, you can't drown. Did that actually cause any issues?
Not really. It was just funny. It was more like hilarious because the world was already getting messed up. But it was a good learning experience.
Well, maybe something we could try on another server, but at least on this cycle we want to try to keep things real. So, yeah, I'm not even allowing flying buildings.
Oh, really? So people have to keep everything well grounded.
Yes, that's especially for bridges. They need to have pillars to support them. Not every has at the moment, because it's more important that you can go somewhere, but they need to be fixed up later. Yeah.
I understand that. We try to always make everything, like, even if it looks unrealistic, make it look unrealistic but cool. Like,
Yeah.
at least please don't just build like a 4 wide bridge over a river. Please just put something there to make it be like, okay, that person cared.
Yeah, more than just functional. Okay, are there any other parts of this world that we should look at other than this main capital?
Well, there are several villages. There's a marker called Augsburg. You could follow me there. Also, watch the bridge. It was made by one of our biggest capitalists. You can see as of the advertising.
Which way is
Hello,
Augsburg?
Ziege.
I see.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. Well, this village obviously is not planned.
Yeah, it's a little rough. So, well, greetings to chat. You've got a big fan there, Dennis, it looks like.
Lord Squirrel.
Thank you. Oh, nice. There's an elk on the roof. How did it get
Lord. The magical elk.
Elks are very big problems. They pushed me 4 or 5 times off a bridge with tailings in my car. I hate them.
So the funniest thing was we tried to like cull all the animals on our server, and that just led to a huge explosion of them spawning where, like, in towns. Because if you kill them, I think their tick rate goes up or something, so like their spawn rate comes up, the chance of them reproducing. So we ended up, by trying to kill off all the elk, we ended up making an issue to where all the elk relocated to our town.
Oh, okay.
Whoops.
So yeah, now we really have that issue.
Oops.
We got a player that built some kind of a spawn isle. Never heard of that before, but it works. I can show you later. For now, I'm just wondering why someone already placed a big dirt pillar here again. Oh god. Yeah, some players tend to build big dirt pillars, so for some reason I don't know why. Yeah, well, this is one of the villages. We probably have got 4 or 5 of them. I marked another one on the map that's on the north side. This village, there's Siege, the guy, one of our main masons. We also got Easy Jim, and probably you have noticed that some of our roads have names. So as all of our roads have names. They are sorted, so one if known with them enough does know where State Route 9, for example, is without looking on the map. And they are all claimed in,
So everyone
pieces,
can find their way.
Yeah, exactly, so I can authorize people that want to build on them easily. And they will transfer to a new leader then when it's government property finally in one of the next patches, it seems.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, also for famous or loyal players that some way help the server out much, we name the streets after them. So this is the Federal Highway 2. Yeah, it's Highway 2 Siege Street. Like in real life, we give them names of some players.
Honorary owners.
Yes, exactly. So, well, if you want, we could look at the spawn isle. It's called National Park Isle.
Okay, let's head over.
Can you see it? Yeah, okay, let's go there. It will take some time because the map is very big.
That's what I always enjoy and hate at the same time about big worlds. It's like it's so cool because you get so many options to build and
So
many choices to pick your own place.
But there's so much stuff.
Yeah, there's just so much world.
Yeah, I don't really know how this works. I just do know that it works. This isle is completely divided from any part of the mainland, and there's only one road that is flooded, so the animals cannot leave the isle. That gives the possibility to kill these elks in about 5 minutes, and they all respawn afterwards. So we are never out of meat on the server.
Good idea.
Have you considered in World Generation turning down animals to compensate for that or something like that?
So the thing with the elk is everyone complains about them, but really they're one of the funniest parts of this game. Like if you were to get rid of the elk tomorrow, I would probably shed a tear. I'd miss them. Like there's nothing better than whenever you're getting tired, going down the road, and then an elk just goes, "Nope, you're not going that way."
No, I did not fiddle with the settings because of this, because I just recently get to know that this even existed. The funny part is he has no connection to the capital yet, so he's not able to sell his meat.
That's a little awkward.
So, yeah, it was kind of a personal project with this big forest with all kind of crops in here and the elks.
Oh yeah.
I just found it very exciting.
This is honestly, like, from a farmer's perspective, this is kind of impressive. This is really impressive.
It's like a lot of trees. It's like a lot.
Because he had to hand plant pretty much all of this, which means he didn't use the tractor. So this is a lot of calories.
Well, it's a good thing there's a lot of huckleberries here.
Oh yeah.
And beans. Like, it's a little bit of work.
At first I also didn't know what to do because I'm not quite a friend of using game mechanics in such a way, but I just found this item to be very good looking. Preserving if someone, messes the word up. There will be at least elks.
There will always be a bastion of hope.
Yeah.
Also, Tanner, someone's wondering who you were in chat. You care to introduce yourself one more time for the people that showed up a little bit on the later side?
Yes, so I am the owner and admin of Enjoymyeco, which is one of the more popular, I guess, North American servers, but I've just been playing forever and love the community. If you ever have any questions, you can feel free to join us at the Black Hats or message me directly through Eco. Like, love to help y'all out or anything if y'all have anything to ask. Not really, I'm never really the best person at knowing how to fix something, but I am really good at knowing how to get around fixing something.
That's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah. Why fix the problem when you can just ignore it, right?
Yeah, that's totally a good life advice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe you've probably seen the message that someone sold claim papers on the
Oh,
server.
yes.
So let's probably get a bit into economy.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Although, one
well,
quick, before we get there, you say that you've done this for a while. Tana, what iteration, or how many times have you reset the world so far on yours? Enjoy.
Oh God. I think we counted it out, and this was 16 total resets, but it's been name changed 3 times. So it was Enjoimyeco, then it went to Enjoymyeco 2.
Yay, I timed out.
So did I.
Yeah, it's you have 23 people on. You, a lot of people are trying to join your server.
Yeah, it's the curse of being popular.
Yup, the curse of everyone wanting to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hopefully.
But no, it's like our 16th time. Between, you might have seen it like Wubba Wubba and under the Black Hat too. But it's probably been about 8 months of having a continual server running.
Wow. So let us know when we should try to rejoin the server. Until then, why don't we talk about the economy?
Oh, I'm
Because
back.
I was back.
Well, the server didn't crash.
Yeah, I'm
it's
back.
some kind of
It didn't
bug.
crash, it just time out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that happened with everyone. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's what it is. We figured out that whenever like multiple people are trying to load in at once, and you have more than one person that enters the world at the same time, it will disconnect everyone.
Did you open a bug report for that?
I'm pretty sure Swift submitted it yesterday,
Okay, that's good because that is
and
like
they already.
that's something we want to fix.
Yeah, and that's I think y'all already like saw it in y'all's in the GitHub.
I also submitted a bug report for some optimizations because I found out that while the first days the server had up to 38 players at the same time and it ran smoothly with no problems, and now with high technology we got problems at about 25 players with a pretty good machine. And well, the problems result of CPU spikes on the server. So the CPU usage is about 40% usually, so absolutely fine. But it spikes up to 99 just for 1 second, and then you get a little lag symbol. I don't know why.
Well, that is something we'll have to track down. But yeah, thank you for reporting that because that's how we learn these things.
I'm reporting about
Purple
20 bucks a day.
Purple Cocoa Puff asked if this game's like Rust, and I wouldn't really say it's like Rust. Rust is more of to me, it's more of like a trolling kind of it's a really fun survival because you get to troll and mess with other people, whereas this game is more of you're going to build the world together and shape a whole entire world. Rust, you can build your base as big as you want. Nothing's going to mess it up. You're just worried about somebody coming along and blowing it up. This, you're worried about, oh, I want to build my world, but if I build it too quick and build everything too quick, the whole world's going to fall apart and flood. So you have to balance out your law system and take real world consequences into account.
Okay.
So Lord Pale wants some elevator functionality added. Submit a report with that. That's honestly kind of a bug, the fact that you can get stuck with it. So, yeah, everyone should submit more bug reports. Sorry, my rant. Sorry, continue.
But yeah, it's definitely one of the cool things with this Purple is the game's definitely a very different kind of experience for a survival game because you don't really die, you just starve. And I have to admit, starving is probably worse than dying. I would much rather be able to die and just come back into the world
Yeah.
than to just stand there and just go, "Oh, I'm an idiot."
Probably also with refilled hunger bar, so you don't need to eat again. No. Well, I wanted to talk about economy, probably.
Oh yes.
I don't know if
It.
it would. Yeah,
I purposely built a steel mill next to someone's farm and would use it when they would. They left me a friendly sign next to my building. Yes, they will send you. They will give you many friendly signs for polluting right next to the farms.
They'll in fact probably surround all of your property with friendly signs.
Yes, that's how you make good friends for the rest of your life. Which is bad because it's actually how I made friends with most of our active players on our server was by stuff like that.
okay. So.
Yeah. Asking, are you bouncing SP gain rate, or are we meant to be autonomous after a while of playing? So how are you guys handling SP gain rate? That's a good question.
So our collaboration setting is a default medium set with with 0.001 points for crafting, I think. We also tried out giving points for action, but this does not seem to work at all at the moment. I opened a bug report for that several days ago.
So the points per action and the crafting, I've found the reason why it's so weird is if you put in too many zeros, it won't work. It will only recognize, I think, like 5 decimal points. And as your house and food SP change, it scales as well.
Huh, okay.
So if say that you're getting 20 food points and 10 house points, you'll get half the points as somebody getting double that, per se.
Yeah, I also found out that the crafting points are pretty unbalanced because they seem to be based
very
on
favored
towards. People that grind stone to sand probably have got the big advantage.
Oh yes.
But that should probably be fixed with the next patch with a new skill system, as far as I heard.
Once we get
they have skills.
Yeah.
That's me and Arab, one of my favorite players on my server, because he comes up with the craziest laws and loves that whole system. That's his whole thing. We've been nerding out over the whole law system to come.
Well, and as for the collaboration setting in general, we had on the last 2 cycles we had low collaboration, so we were done pretty fast. Unfortunately, even with medium collaboration, we were ready to shoot down the meteor about 2 or 3 days ago. So, in my opinion, this is still too less collaboration setting, so we probably would go up on the next server, but, the problem is I don't know how many players will play here in each new cycle, because they've got more and more, so with medium is probably too low for the moment.
So on our server, we use high collab on Enjoimyeco. We use high collab, and then we use a nerf skill rate and a nerfed standard skill gen. So we're probably sitting. I can link the whole the list of what all we use in the chat if people would like. But the nice part about that is it slows down the game by about another 30-40%, and it makes it feel more like people have time to build their homes. People have time to actually grind out some of the later game stuff before they get the lasers.
Okay.
Because it always, when we were playing we did low collab on the very first one, and we found the second that people got any type of power equipment, they were just going crazy.
And Dennis, you're saying you got to the laser shooting down point like a day or two ago. When did you start this server, for reference?
I thought it was it's day 16, is it?
Okay, so you're like halfway through a normal game when you got to that medium.
Yeah, well, we did shoot down the meteor on the last cycle a bit later just because we didn't want to end the game so fast. The game will not end after we shoot down the meteor. The server will go on until patch 8 comes out. So.
Sure, but a lot of times it seems that people
lose
interest once the meteor goes down, so it's tough.
Well, yeah, some do, some others don't. I don't really know yet. We'll see as of tomorrow.
I feel you always have that split of people, and then it's also a lot of the people that keep coming back to the server. I've talked to them, and it seems like a lot of people take that as kind of like a break. So it's they'll kind of be like, okay, the meteor's shot down. I can rest for a little bit, just build my house a little bit up, and come on less because they don't have to work as hard. And
Okay.
they kind of just wait and get ready for the next reset and kind of plan out the next reset.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the I I found out about Echo because I was a Minecraft player before, so I'm a guy that likes long-term servers.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
We had a Minecraft server, a big modded one that tried to resemble Echo, which is the reason why I play this game. So we had loads of economy stuff and government and all these things they're modded in. Something I wanted to say for collaboration is I'm at the moment planning to restrict several professions. So, for example, that a farmer cannot be a chef at the same time. That's something I plan for the next cycle. In order to have those being forced to buy the things from another person. Well, big problem is that people like to do stuff so they don't need to buy anything.
That could be an interesting dynamic to where you just like can basically make it even harder by having it to where once you're in a general task, that is your task kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, well, at about day 9 or so, KVS already had about 4 professions maxed out because of the crafting points. That's
Yeah,
more than I want players to have at all, because I think 2 to 3 professions should be the max, uh, which someone should have.
yeah, that's I've always had the feeling that like one general profession, so like if somebody goes in and they're like a brick maker and they make concrete and they make roads, okay, that kind of makes sense. But whenever you have the dude that makes food, farms, makes all the steel on the server, is making all the lumber on the server, you're like, okay, you're kind of doing a lot, man. And
Um,
they never really like do everything correctly. They just kind of halfway do everything.
they do the profitable half and maybe don't clean up, something like that.
Oh no, you always end up with like somebody that they take in, they max out carpentry and they max out steel making and they max out brick making, and then they never have anything in their store.
Sure.
So I'd probably want to go to another place.
Sure.
You?
Let's head somewhere.
Yeah.
Where next?
Well, I would like to show you Sunnyvale Port now. It's on market too. 900 meters away.
Big worlds. Yeah.
Oh, well, we had a 16 square kilometer world the last time.
Holy.
The problem was that most players couldn't even open the map without crashing.
That's like
I could
yeah.
imagine.
Like we haven't gotten the optimization to the level that we can recommend that safely.
Okay, this is a really cool house. I kind of enjoy the changing of the materials.
Well, it's a port, and the player is building a train station below, so I believe he wants to tell you something.
To be very subtle, I don't know what they're saying. Yeah, it could be anything. Could mean absolutely anything.
Could be anything.
Yeah, probably he wants boats and trains.
That's what actually looks so cool. This is gonna look so cool
Yeah.
whenever he's done.
Why is there just like a line of cactus? Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just curious.
Do you have something against cactuses? And they're cacti, by the way.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I don't know. I just found.
I'm
this
gonna
build
I'm gonna be
yesterday.
the grammar Nazi because I said it wrong and I don't want to get grammar Nazi'd. So
I just liked the building and wanted to show it.
No, the building's great. That totally.
oh yeah, it's so cool.
Probably, well, not this, but maybe
I like the little
on a
dirt
later
shack,
cycle it will have a use.
the little mud hut.
Oh. Oh, sorry, I was trying to pull up the minimap to look at this scale, and it's just like huge.
Oh yeah, trying to show off the whole entire map.
Um,
That's one thing that I think is crazy about this game is just how big everything can be. And it's really impressive that it's all a circular world, so it all connects and feels like real.
yeah, it's. I mean, we
Like
do some.
the level of like suspension of disbelief is really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's always really interesting when you're dealing with the scale of like. On one hand, you have to abstract of this tree represents a lot of trees and the time like you're sort of cheating and compressing some things and not compressing other things. And it's sort of like a really interesting to see what people can accept and what you can get away with and all that.
So Purple Coco asked, but question is the game at the stage where impact on the world has actual physical in-game consequences? And yes, it has massive in-game consequences.
Oh,
So,
savings.
so yes, the biggest thing and the most easiest to see is going to be pollution, which you take tailings and you take one tailing and put it next to a tree and wait about 5 minutes and all the trees in that area are going to be gone. Like nothing's going there. But
Well,
you can easily, we've had one person who was trying to like build a skyscraper and they flooded a world by themselves.
Oh,
They're just
completely
that
solo.
overproducing. Yeah. Like yes, he was very extremely producing, but
That's still just
one person, like you can affect and you will see the effects on the world quite rapidly.
now he asks when trains and boats will be in the player.
Before Half-Life 3, but not this year. Somewhere somewhere between the two.
So Alan asks about, it seems the way most operate now is that they don't produce anything until they have maxed efficiency. Is there any plans on doing something with that?
Yeah. So the
And-
new skill system. Oh, sorry. What is the question? Let's see.
I was just gonna say the way that we have, because I don't come up with solutions, I come up with workarounds, is we do a skill rate of 0.6 in the very beginning for like the first 3-4 days, because the first skills tend to be cheaper. So that forces people to where they have to produce things at a lower rate. And then as people's general skill rates go up, we tend to increase the skill rate up to its final point of 0.75. So 75% of what standard would be. And that allows for later game skills. It continues the speed of learning.
Okay. But in general, we've got the big skill rework, which we talked about on stream last week and released
Yes.
a video of. So that's going to change a lot to the point where everyone is going to have to do stuff unskilled at first, and you get skills in given specialties by doing them. So there's not really a shortcut.
And that is the correct way to fix it and not have a workaround.
Yeah, we get the luxury of actual fixes.
Yeah, I get the luxury of just coming up with ways to go around it.
Does anyone actually live in this? Because this place is like super huge. Like,
Yeah, I know. This would be a cool house. I really like the like whole peninsula effect of it and everything, where it's just like surrounded by water on all sides, look like it should be a lighthouse. Like it's impressive.
This could be like multiple houses, honestly.
Well, some players like to build big.
Because I like the look. It looks like it reminds me of just going into like some coastal European city. That's really what it looks like.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
European
really.
server.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, all you Europeans. Yeah.
So
Well,
All you Europeans and building things nice, man.
okay, so we got a question of any plans improving the flexibility of the trade window.
Sag said his plan was to have neighbors, but none came.
That's one way to do it. That's a plan. Helicopters are probably going to be a long ways out if we do them. I don't know if they're on the roadmap. But yeah, so what's sort of the trade window that we want? You should post more in chat and tell us what you had in mind.
Well, a suggestion some person said was allowing negative value, so you could, for example, buy tailings but have the seller pay for them. Because that's the way we do it on this server. We got a commercial tailings storage, and we don't have any public place where people can store their tailings. They need to do it themselves or bring them to someone who does it for a little fee.
Is there a giant pit somewhere that you store them in, or what do they ultimately end up?
Well, every player on the server is responsible for them by himself, but there is a wait. I got it on a marker, commercial tailings storage. You can fly there a bit. I don't know how many tailings they already have got, but they buy them. But they charge you money to get them.
Yes, Smith. You can 100% pipe your pollution underneath somebody's house and make it look like their house is on fire. I have not multiple times dug tunnels underneath my neighbors' houses before they claim the land and pre-prep for that.
You are like the worst neighbor.
Dude, I think it's hilarious because somehow I run the server and it hasn't burned down yet.
I mean, it flooded at least once, according to you.
Yeah, but that's not burning down. That's a gray zone. That's a gray zone.
Sure.
Oh, you didn't follow me, obviously.
Oh, so I'm.
Yeah, I wanted you to follow me to the commercial storage.
Oh, the one right. All right.
Okay, so
yeah,
there we go.
You could also just teleport to me.
Your name is long and hard. I'm just gonna fly. It's only
Long and hard.
You have non.
Going back to being a 12-year-old.
There you are.
Yeah, flying is easy. Thank you for making those waypoints.
Oh, well, I ported you here.
I love A. Smith is like, I thought I was mean. This guy tops me.
So the tailing storage is underground, and this is the only place where they are stored safely.
Well, that's this is some underground.
So I would like to make a disclaimer. I am not the admin of this world. I am the admin of Enjoimyeco.
So if that's what you want, now you know where to get it.
So Dennis runs a very well put together server. I run the exact opposite.
I just wanted to show where most of the tailings are stored, probably. Well, I hope so, at least.
Oh, that's an impressive
At
network.
least this is the only place where the tailings on Bury do not have any pollution, because I don't know how deep they need to be placed to no longer pollute as of patch 7.7. It seems to be much more than 11 blocks.
I think it's more. Yeah. So it is very dark in here, so it's hard to tell what's going on. But yeah, this is a lot of space. You can put a lot of tailings.
Yeah, well,
Lord Pale is offended. You said that this is the only safe place. He claims he does have a safe place. I don't know if we should trust him, but
yeah.
Oh, he's one of our community administrators, so I can trust him.
A. Smith is saying, I'm tempted to join your server to see what it's like. Might go on when I get home. Which server are you talking about? The anarchy or lots of good laws?
The European or American style.
Pretty much.
There's two very distinct styles, the and the very structured.
Well, there are several people from the United States on this server. It's not just European. But I believe it's the same for your server. You got pretty much some of the European guys. Yeah,
we have a very active European community, which are great. They bring a lot of order and structure to our chaotic lives.
How did they deal with the anarchy that is basically us Americans? Just loose.
A lot of sarcasm.
Dry humor.
Yeah.
Probably alcohol.
Probably. I have tended to notice that we get a lot of French people that like drinking before they join the server, so that could be a leading cause.
Yeah, Penny is from Australia.
I'm sorry, you cut out there at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Penny Tent is from Australia. They got ping of red.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they even play on this server, but they do.
I love them. I love getting like foreign people in here because that's one of the coolest things is being able to talk and change
I do
ideas.
too, but I personally would not like to play with a ping of 400 or more. Must be very.
Oh
bad.
yeah, I can understand that.
It's not about the foreign players. I like them all. Everyone is welcome on this server. Well, I tried to talk a bit about economy earlier.
Oh yes.
We keep getting distracted.
Yeah.
It's funny how that happens.
No, really good drugs.
In the video of your server, I saw you have a system of closed money cycles, so you make just a specific amount of money and never make any more.
For us, yes, we normally do ours to be. We take how many people have logged in the first couple days, do 100 coins for each person, and then distribute out about half of that and put the other half in the treasury.
Okay.
So how do you do the economy here?
No, this is no fixed. We use gold ore to back it, and I will create some every time when I run out of money because I'm the one distributing it. But at the moment, it's not possible to let the money from the mint go directly to the treasury, so I only can have it myself and need to distribute it some way.
Yeah.
Well, mostly the economy is based on when the game starts, it's obviously based on gold because we needed to create it. We only use gold ore though because bars are hard to get, and we wanted to start with economy from the beginning. Also, the big change in tailings for the bloomery, 5 tailings per ore with no efficiency at the start. Yeah, we wanted to not to do that. On this server, you start off with selling some claim papers. We got a federal bank that buys claim papers and sells them. It's the only place where you can do so. They got a fixed price. And that's the way you get starting money. And by this way, claims are, because they are limited, so much more limited than any other resource in Eco. And players that need more space will then be able to buy more claim paper because they can buy the one the others sold. And that seems to be a pretty well working system. People just recently started to really buy them because it seems like research got to its end at the moment. What we really wanted to do is, but it didn't work out, is to use these claim papers we buy to claim the city plots, because obviously those claims and all the road claims are cheated in. Because I got about 45,000 square meters of claims, I think. Just let me.
But if you're claiming all the roads, yeah.
Well, it's much.
It's a lot of land.
Yeah, definitely.
On a world this big, claiming all the roads, yeah, you're gonna have a little bit.
So also tell us about, because I mean we did some videos on this, but tell us about how that sort of works in with your loans and bonds that you've been using as a server.
Ziga is doing a bank on this server and lending out money. Is it right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. Lending out money to players. So and there are several ways how you can get to money at first. The easiest one is to say claim papers. That's what we recommended at the beginning on the sign. Then you can also take a loan from Ziga to get you started. You also can take one every time later in the game. That's used by some players, not really much, but it's used by some players to get to something they really need to get started with their shop or something like that. And the only problem with the system is that you can't enforce players to pay the loan back. So we got some case, some kind of civil court, yeah, pretty much order here,
We we have a jury castle where the world leader can go and interact with the treasury to force allocate loans.
Ah, okay.
And it's hilarious because every time that we do it, we always have to have a hear ye, here comes the Lord is coming to deal out just like it's a huge server thing. Like we really put people on blast if they don't pay things back, and that quickly fix that.
Well, the biggest problem is with those people that take the loans and then go inactive because they just
Oh
took
yeah.
and never came back. As claim paper got a fixed value on this server, we do some kind of seizing. That means if you don't pay back a loan or don't pay a fine, several claims of your property will be seized.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and those claims will then be given to Zeke in this case because he's the bank and he can then sell it at the federal bank. That does make the treasury a bit poor, but well.
Well,
That's
yeah.
That's we impounded a few vehicles, but we've never jacked somebody's house.
Well, hopefully they've claimed some non-house land too that you can take back. But yeah.
Granted, you tend to get your vehicle impounded if you leave it on a public road. So if you block a road, man, we have fun.
That's a big problem here too. People just letting their cars stand on the middle of the road and blocking other people.
You might log back into your truck being like 20 blocks up in the air in a giant steel cage.
So do you then charge people to get their trucks back?
No, they got to figure it out. Good luck. Like normally, so that's the funny part is it started off to where I was just like moving people's trucks off the road, and I would normally drive them into rivers or something stupid so they'd have to deal with it and be like, hey, don't do that again. And then just like the whole server, even non-admins and everything now, like if people just AFK leave their truck in the middle of a road for too long, people are going to move it themselves.
So, Kat, I also would like to show you the farmer village on the map. You should have the marker. That's quite a nice place of farmers. I believe there are 4 friends, all from Finland, which are building this little village here. So, did you find it?
Sorry, I'm just putting on the marker, and then I'm gonna.
Please add bazookas for that issue. That would be incredible to just have a admin bazooka where they could just be like, and it's gone.
So there was some talk of a telekinesis tool because we have the dev tool which lets you delete things and place things, but if you got like a vehicle,
not really move it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you got a vehicle with stuff in it, it's more awkward.
I feel like there's some like you know how most games always have like the stupid jail tool where you can run up, jail something, and then run away with it, and it just follows you. I feel like something like that would be helpful.
It's a really nice and clean place. I love this bridge design. I love it.
Let's see.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that looks real nice.
That's
completely unnecessary, but really nice, really attractive. Okay, and this is also not a short bridge.
No, most of the bridges on their server aren't.
Got very large. Yeah.
They have pretty well laid out roads.
I already thought about raising the speed on the asphalt ramps. Just a little bit.
Okay, cool. So you said this is a team of like 4 people that just sort of teamed up.
Yeah, I
this
think
village?
so. Seem to be friends from Finland.
Okay.
If that's what I know of, and they are building this village. But yeah, many players on this server group together to make some kind of companies. Even there is no such feature yet. I would like one.
So do they mostly trade internally then, or do they also like come to the main city to do some trade?
They do, yeah. They come to the main city, but they all work together as a team. So we got another group of them. I'll probably show you afterwards. A Northern Trade Company. They do engineering, mason, and I believe hunting and tailoring together.
Yeah, it looks like if you go on each of these building, each person's like specialized in one thing just to make everything so much cheaper for all the others.
Oh, very cool. Let's see what we've got here. Let's-
Yeah, and it looks like they put all their industry stuff on one side.
Yeah,
How they did that.
it really grew since yesterday. It was much smaller, I believe, when I when I marked this place for the video. Yeah, but I really like it.
that's one of my favorite thing about visiting people's worlds is that you come through and then you come back through literally like the next day, and there's like that building
Completely
wasn't
different.
there, like that skyscraper wasn't there, this shop wasn't here, and yeah, it's almost like an exploration game for people that I find through.
So Ovamax said it's 4 people who are friends and Finns.
Ah, nice. Oh, and they would have been number 5, but they just had to go on their own.
Yeah, they went their own way.
Yeah, this
And
is.
Lord needs to go clean up, apparently. Lord, where's your dirty laundry?
I think some of these fields are a little bit overgrown, like just a little bit. But you got lots of corn, you got lots of stuff to harvest too, so it's all good. Just feed people raw corn or roasted corn, campfire corn. But yeah, we'll just look at the nice big fields. Okay, is there anyone else that we should,
this
should
is-
visit? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is a farming style I like. Is whenever you have one person or one group of people that just decide, well, this is where we're putting our farms, and they make the whole area flat and just do mass farming.
You mean like real life? Basically?
Yes. And it's so fun because once you get the steam tractors, you can just do this in like so quick.
That's true. I don't see a tractor. Maybe they've got a garage somewhere. They've got to have one somewhere.
Let's see.
I don't see one.
No, I don't either.
Apparently, there is a tractor from Strokali.
Okay, it's good to hear.
Ah, there it is.
Oh, they're driving it. It's like it's right here.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
gonna
there we
make
go.
sure y'all see our tractor.
Nice. Wait for the camera. Also, yeah, I'm glad they managed to get the harvester on because that one's always a little finicky and sometimes catapults your tractor around a little bit. Cool. Well, this is quite the outpost. Okay.
This makes me just like really want to build a giant castle on one of the islands right next to this.
Oh well, Ziege has planned it correctly. Probably in the chat.
Say that again?
Ziege has planned to make a giant castle, as far as I know. It's a player.
Not the church though, like an actual castle.
Yeah, an actual cart. The church is
Yeah.
just a building one of our clan members made because he likes just building big. He's a Minecraft player too. He doesn't
Zige is
know.
in chat. He doesn't know if he's going to build a castle this cycle. Maybe next cycle.
Yeah.
You still gotta. The best thing you have to do is you have to find an island before anyone gets it. You get rid of. You make everything impossible for other people to climb up except for you, and then you just take that whole entire island over.
Are there still islands where nobody lives on this server? I don't even know. Probably yes.
Oh, there is one. There are a few.
Well, you could get in real quick.
Oh, no, kind of. Just dig up a whole entire mountain and make your own.
It seems some people already have gathered at the church.
Is that where the final viewing is going to be?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone else that we should visit before we go out with a bang?
Well, Well, at least the most of the parts I noted down. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to show you the northern part of the capital. Then that. It's the Northern Trade Company marker.
Let's see. I lost track of you. I have to find the marker. Oh, okay, right here. Okay, so what do we got? We got a very big building.
Yeah, when I looked the last time, there was another building, but it seems it had vanished.
As
Okay.
that happens.
Welcome to Eco. I thought it was really funny because we had one of our players. He was gone for 4 or 5 days when we created the last server, and I remember how I told you we created 2 cities because we disagreed on where we wanted to build, and then we all moved to the other city. Well, that guy left the day before we all moved, and he logged back on, and nobody was there. He was just like, "Wait, where did everything go?"
A bit down the road to the north, there's a truck standing in the middle of the road and full of tailings. That's an example of how to do everything wrong.
Wow, that's just like a
that's
a nice
blocking
thing to do.
the road full of tailings, and because tailings will pollute in cars, as far as I know. So
yes,
this area will look bad tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we have more important business than just tailings right now. So, yeah. So shall we move to the church?
Yeah, let's do it. So everyone that would like to see the meteor being shot down or whatever, please go to the Star Building in the capital.
So I'm flying a little bit fast for the world to load.
Oh, that was the cathedral. I thought this was me. So I'm ex-army, and to me this just looks so much like American military buildings that I loved it.
Well, it's not done yet, unfortunately. We didn't manage to get it done.
Oh, did you have to cheat to get it together? So it looks like you have it together.
Yeah, it works, but the style of the building is not done. It was meant to look a bit, and it also, it was planned to be about 5, 6, or 7 stories higher.
Oh wow, that's
a little bit of a tower.
Just a little bit.
I have to ask,
okay. How did you bring your wheelbarrow up here? Okay.
I have to ask, what's the biggest building you've had somebody build up yet? Because we had one person make a space elevator to 250. And then build.
That was not possible on the last world because as of it being 16 kilometers, the maximum build height was 134, and because we had a building that is higher, we couldn't convert our world into patch 7.7, which made it. Yeah, that was very bad. That's the reason why we restarted. Well, and also to do it better than the last time, because the last cycle, the capital did not really work out. And low color was much too low, so yeah.
That's kind of what I love about this game right now, is everyone's trying to figure out exactly how to make it work, because everyone has the same goal of making that long-term server. So right now we're kind of in that stage of everyone's trying to figure out what works and what doesn't and how to make things fun. What's the most fun way to run it?
Yeah, absolutely. And what I love is the fact that you both have very successful servers, and you've taken wildly different approaches.
Complete polar opposites.
So, and also I apologize, but we're doing World Gen, and that's going to require you to basically do new servers again. So it'll be awesome, but it'll require a rework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. I already did that and got many players asking why.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great, and you'll have more control over what they look like, and we've got like it'll be much better than what we have right now. So
I'm under the stance that as long as you are improving something, I'm okay with like dealing with it, you know?
also, you've made a ton of them. You guys go through them pretty fast, so it's
Yeah, true.
not as hard for you to just say, yeah, we'll just hold off on patching for some days.
It's about every 20, 24 days right now.
Okay. How do you decide if you want to reset or not? I remember you are doing or something like that.
I'm sorry?
How do you decide when you do reset your server?
So we normally do a straw poll, and if it has to be we call it a super majority, so about 70% of the server has to agree with it, and that gets put up once the meteor gets shot down. We put up the first one, and it gives you a yes, no, I don't care, or vote again in 2 days.
Okay.
And then it's whenever the server decides, that's when it gets thrown in.
So what is it? What do the votes normally look like? Is it like normally a couple extend for a couple days and then end it, or?
It kind of depends on the server. So we've had very different moments. So we've had some servers where we shot down the meteor and everyone was like, yeah, it's time to reset. And then there's other times where we had the one where everyone stopped and built skyscrapers and made like these huge parks, and we had everyone wanted to make parks and everything. We went ahead and that one went probably through 6 or 7 votes. So like an extra 12 days or 14 days afterwards.
So that's like almost twice as long.
Yeah, it was. We shot down the meteor in like 22 days, which we were playing at only 0.3% skill or 30% skill rate. And then it even extended way past that, which was nuts. That was the one where we all built like the retarded.
So I'm assuming everyone is here that wants to be here. So well, we still need to wait on the meteor. Takes a bit on these large worlds.
Yes, it does. And also, I think it might be more dramatic if it happened at night. Although it would be fine during the day too. But whenever it comes,
well, we can wait for night if you want. I just don't know when night will be because there's no clock in the game.
Yeah, that is true.
No, the server is not resetting. It is not resetting.
No, this is not resetting.
No, this is.
I think it's about to be sunset because I think the world on the bottom right works as a clock.
Yeah, if you look at the sun and look at the shadows, you can generally get a good feel, and just like the general quality of the light. So it'll be evening pretty fast, and I don't see the meteor, but I'm sure it'll show up soon.
Oh yeah, big world, so it can take
the meteor.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we should have done. We should have made some chairs so people just sit down and watch it.
Unfortunately, it's not night on the other half of the world.
Yeah, that would be technically somewhat tricky.
I believe I read somewhere that they tried
how cool that would be.
the alpha version, but it did not work out.
Yeah, I was not around by that point, but I would not be shocked if it did not work out.
Just like the logistics of that, because the world like ditches. So would there be like a point where at a line it would be dark and at a line it would be light? Like that'd be such a hard thing to come around, like to work around.
Cool. I think we have everyone here. Who would you like to do the honors, or do you want to wait till it's a little bit lower? Yes, A. Smith 501. Yeah, we were pretty stoked about this. Like, we obviously have a long ways to go, but we,
Hey,
yeah,
A Smith in chat was here before the meteor was even here, so that's it's
But I
longer than
only
I've been.
play since the Steam release because I did not want to. In the end, I did buy the game on the Strange Loop website, but I linked it with Steam because it's important.
yeah, totally. It is.
I would have bought it earlier if it was available on Steam, but unfortunately it wasn't.
I found this game because I was really, really drunk one night, and it came up, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks cool,"
Okay.
and I ended up loving it. So now I'm like 1,200 hours in. So
Whoops, sorry about that. All of your free time.
yeah,
Okay. Well, I guess we'll wait for the meter to come around again, or we might just trigger it manually. This is getting pretty dark. Yes, this
It's
is.
not in range at the moment.
If we really need to, we can admin it back, but yeah. So I guess that's sort of an interesting question. Um, how did other people in chat sort of stumble across eco, or what is their path to discovering it?
it kept. Smith found it through Facebook ad.
We definitely have some Facebook ads, and people do seem to like to interact with them. So that's good to know that they're working. That's anecdotal, but nice to know.
I have to admit, I've Facebook ad seen it.
So it's getting dark, and I will shoot it next time it's here.
So I don't know how to say that name, but
Alan was looking for games that focused on
okay,
ecosystems,
Alan, that works. Lord Pale found on
which
Steam.
this game definitely does. You can. It's kind of cool if you want to change around like elevation of things. You can completely change what grows in an area, or by bringing in water or leaving moisture, you can completely change what grows in an area. So you could turn a desert area, you bring it up 2 more levels or something, and all of a sudden it's now it's a normal grassland.
Yeah, and also we are currently working on pipes, which will do many things. One of which is give you more control about where water is. So that should help
Yeah,
with.
that's nice.
And also, so it's the
Oh,
interactive games.
a question: Does fertilizer work yet? It's asked quite often here.
Oh, I would love also to be able to place a water block. That would be so cool.
I mean, these sort of
I want to
can.
make fountains.
It's a little. Water
It's
blocks are a
hard.
little funky. Water blocks are a
It's
little bit funky.
hard. Yeah. That's we've been experimenting now with the aqueduct now that it's a little improved and everything. But it's kind of weird.
Is that the meteor? No. I was saying that they all point in the same way.
But I feel like
Nope.
once y'all have the pipes be able to like move water, that will help with that.
Yeah, they'll move water, and we're also going to be adding sewage to go with it. So that'll be a whole nother level of fiddly things to do.
We have one person on our server who's extremely excited for that. His name's Old Greg.
I feel
He wants to have a whole entire like public works department.
waterworks. They have roadworks, have waterworks.
Because he wants to do so right now. He mostly does all our tailings. You can go to his shop. I forgot how he does it. You can sell him tailings or something like that. People basically give him tailings and he hauls them all across the world to go and put them up. And he also builds a lot of our roads and everything. That's how he makes a lot of money. But he really wants to get like garbage and everything. Have like dumps for that, all of that stuff.
Okay, there we go.
For some reason, he wants to roleplay being a civil servant.
Okay, let's get ready.
Okay, it's a big moment. Like, it's not a thing we would do, but it'd be kind of funny if it's like a small chance when you try to shoot down the meteor, it just didn't work.
Okay. Okay.
Like, this is the troll in me speaking.
It just says no and crashes into the planet.
Yeah, like troll face literally appears on the surface and just makes a beeline straight for you.
Joke's on you, they were tractor beams.
Exactly. Hey.
We are victorious. Not yet.
Yay, fireworks.
Now you gotta try and catch the meteor shard.
That'll be fine. They'll take care of themselves.
I got one.
Great.
Cool. Well,
Thank you everyone who made this possible and is playing on our server.
Well, thank
Really
you
happy that you all are here.
Thank you for hosting us. This was amazing. It's great to both see what you've made and your community has made, and also hear about how different people can both go about it completely differently and still create a really engaging server.
Thank you.
And also thank you everyone for joining up and hanging out with us for like an hour and a half, which is much longer than we planned on doing this, but
Yeah.
we just had more things to say. So does anyone have any closing thoughts they'd like to say before we wrap this up?
I'll just do my normal shout out. If you ever need anything, catch me on Enjoimyeco. If you ever need help with something, I'm one of the dev backers on the Eco Discord. You can find my name in there. Message me any question. I'll try and help you best I can. Thank you so much for joining. I'm really not much of a help as a side note. I try. I have a good heart.
Is this a person that was piping pollution into other people's plots? Like,
I mean, I have a good heart. That doesn't mean I do good things.
That's an interesting philosophical question. If that's
I mean, one time it looked really cool because I logged back in because I was doing it to a friend, mess with them, logged back in, and they redesigned their whole entire house and made it a giant flaming volcano.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, it worked out.
So they leaned in super hard.
They were just like, yeah, if you can't beat them, join them.
Cool. Dennis, do you have any closing thoughts? Anything you'd like to tell everybody before we wrap up?
But thank you for the opportunity to show this server on stream. For the nice chats we had. Thank everyone who watched and plays on the server, and also thank you that you did not get insane of my bad English.
Yes.
So, okay.
Okay. Well, I think.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, I think we'll see everyone next time, whenever next time happens to be.